Your Homelab is wide open right now. Anyone on your local network can access everything that you're hosting. Let me show you how to lock it down. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Code with Romy. And today, we're going to be talking about something critical that most Homelab tutorials skip, the firewall. So if you're running Proxmox, Docker, Portainer, and any service on your network, and you don't have a firewall configured, you're basically leaving your front door wide open. So imagine someone connects to your Wi-Fi, a guest, a neighbor, or worse, an attacker. God forbid you let me connect to your Wi-Fi.
Warning! Unauthorized access! No, it's useless. It's all gone.
And you don't have a firewall on your network, nothing configured. So they scan your network, find your open ports, access your Portainer with no authentication, and boom, they control your entire Homelab. Now today, I'm going to be showing you guys UFW, that's the Uncomplicated Firewall, and it lives up to its name. So we're going to lock down your Ubuntu server with just a few commands. So we're going to cover installing of UFW, configure the rules for your service, enable without locking yourself out, and test everything and ensure that it works. Let's secure our Homelab. So first of all, you may be wondering, or if you're into Homelabbing, then you don't need to wonder, why do you need a firewall? So let me explain the problem. Right now, my Ubuntu server has services running on various ports. Now I have Portainer on port 9000, I have Grafana on 3001, and other services on my ports. And by default, all these ports are wide open to anyone on my local network. Now you might think, well, I'm behind a router, so I'm supposedly safe. Well, that's not necessarily true. So your router protects you from the internet, but it does nothing to protect you from threats on your local network. So malicious guests on your Wi-Fi, let's say compromised IoT devices, attackers who breach your network, even mistakes like accidentally exposing a service. Now that's where UFW comes in. It's a host-based firewall, meaning it runs on your server and controls what connects directly to it. So with UFW, you create the rules to say stuff like SSH, allowed, Portainer, allowed. Now the random port 12345 that some hacker trying to get into, blocked. All right, so let's go ahead and install UFW so we can lock down our server. So now that we're into our server, let's go ahead and install UFW. It's in the default Ubuntu repositories. Let's go ahead and install UFW. We're going to hit yes for all the requests. UFW is now installed, but it's not enabled yet, and that's important. We need to configure it before we turn it on, or else we could lock ourselves out from our own server. So let's go ahead and check the status. So, as it should be, it's inactive. So it's installed, but it's inactive. So let's go ahead and configure the rules. So here's the golden rule of firewalls. Allow what you need, block everything else. So rule number 1, and this one is critical, allow SSH. If you don't do this and you enable the firewall, you'll lock yourself out and have to access your console through Proxmox so you can fix it. And trust me, we don't want to go through all of that. UFW allow creates an allow rule, and 22-TCP port 22 using TCP protocol, that's our SSH, and the comment is just a description so you remember what the rule is for. So I'm using Tailscale to access my devices from outside, so I'm going to go ahead and allow Tailscale. So we have sudo UFW allow 41641 in our comment, Tailscale VPN. If you didn't know, Tailscale uses UDP port 41641. That's why we allowed it on that one. Alright, so now we can go ahead and allow all our Docker services. I'm currently running Portainer, Grafana, Uptime Kuma, Bookstack, my wall monitor which is behind me, Prometheus, and Homar. I already had all of them saved, so I'm just gonna paste it. All the rules have been updated. Now, let's review what we just configured. Okay, so we have our rules added here for my SSH, Tailscale, Portainer, Grafana, Uptime Kuma, Bookstack, Wall Monitor, Prometheus, and Homar. So all our rules are set up and SSH is number 1. Notice we're allowing specific ports. Everything else is blocked by default. So if some random service tries to run on port 12345 or a hacker tries to connect to an unexpected port, blocked. So let's also set our default policies explicitly. This is basically telling the firewall to block all incoming connections by default and allow all outgoing connections. So your server can basically reach out to the internet for updates or Docker images, whatever it may be, but nothing can reach in unless we explicitly allowed it. This is the moment of truth. We've configured our rules, our SSH is allowed, and everything looks good. Let's enable UFW. Guys, if this doesn't work, then I'll be kicked out and I'll have to go into Proxmox to fix this. So let's see. Let's hit enter. Now this is a warning that it might disrupt SSH connections, but we allowed port 22, so we should be good. Let's do it. Firewall is active and enabled on system startup, and we are live. The firewall that we set up is now active and protecting our server. Now let's verify. Look at this. Status is active and default, deny incoming, allow outgoing, and all our rules are active. Alright, now for the important part, let's make sure everything still works. So let me go ahead and test my services to see if I can still access them. Dashboard works. He also did Portainer. Portainer works. Uptime Kuma worked. So all the services are working just as we had said it. The firewall is allowing the traffic that we actually need. So let me just disconnect from SSH and go back in and see if it works. Awesome. SSH works perfectly. We didn't get locked out. So now let me show you what happens when someone tries to access a port that we did not allow, like trying to connect to port 12345 or something that we did not allow in our list. There we have it. Connection refused, as it should be. So before we wrap up, let me show you some useful commands for managing your firewall rules. So this shows all your rules with their numbers. So you can see from 1, which is our SSH, all the way down to 18. And if you need to remove a rule, you can go ahead and type sudo UFW delete, and you enter the rule number. So you have the number listed here, and you can enter the number. Now I don't want to delete any of my rules at the moment, but just for you guys to know, if you wanted to do like a 9, this would go ahead and it will delete TCP. But we're not doing that. Or you can also delete it by the exact rule by doing sudo UFW delete allow TCP. And this way, you can delete the entire rule. If you want to go ahead and temporarily disable the firewall, you need to type sudo UFW disable. And to re-enable, it's the same thing, just you put just enable. And if you want to start everything over from scratch, then it's sudo. This removes all your rules, wipes everything, and you can start from scratch. So be careful with this one. If you end up using this command, you're going to have to add everything all over, all your policies, all your rules. That's UFW, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Your Ubuntu server will thank you. So it is now much more secure than it was 10 minutes ago. So if this was helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for the rest of the security series. You don't want to miss Fail to Ban. It's so satisfying watching it auto ban attackers. I may create like an environment where I do a test ban so you guys can see it in action, but let's see. Drop a comment below. What security topics should I cover next? VPN, 2FA, network segmentation, whatever it is, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Stay secure, and I'll see you in the next one.